I surrender everything. Health is my birthright. Passion helps me sing. I can have it. I deserve it. I claim it. It is mine. I can have it. I deserve it. I am it. It is mine. Break it on down. All right. Anything I want, anything I desire, anything that brings me to my highest good again. Anything I want, anything I desire, anything that brings me to my highest good. I release and let go. I accept what is mine. I can have what I want, and let spirit direct the flow. Life is good. Life is fun. Life is great. This song is done.
Well, how's
Wonderful
that?
voice today.
And how's that for an upbeat way to start the day? Thank you so
Amen.
much.
Amen.
Welcome to Shining Mountain Center for Spiritual Living. And if you're new here, please pick up a welcome pack or sign a prayer card, whatever you need. The prayer cards are on the back table, and so are the welcome mats. We're gathered here today because we want to celebrate the divinity in each one of us. You know, it's hard to beat up on yourself when you sit and realize, I'm an individualized aspect of God. Now, why do I need to be beaten up on myself? I can just write that slate clean and start all over. Anyway, so here at Shining Mountains, we want to celebrate that divinity. So please join me in saying our statement of purpose. Our community lovingly and joyfully inspires, supports, and empowers individuals to discover and express their divinity. Now, prayer is one of the foundations of this community. And you know why? Because we know it works. So if you have something on your heart or your mind, please join us for a little prayer circle right up here, right after the service. Or, like I said, alternatively, we have a prayer box in the back, and you can fill out a prayer card, and we will definitely pray for you. Now, every Wednesday from 7:30 to 8, we have meditation. And it's a Zoom meditation, and it's run by Reverend Zoom here. Reverend Linda, I'm sorry, I like to call her Reverend Zoom. And on Monday, we will be feeding the Flathead, Monday, June the 3rd, feeding the Flathead at Bethlehem Lutheran Church. We need volunteers to arrive by 5:30, and there's a sign-up sheet on the back table. And now let's take a moment to say hello to an old friend or greet a new one.
Okay, C, T, 1, 2, 3.
Stay standing, but we're going to start our first congregational song, so please join us.
All right.
the 50s. Here we go. Our thoughts are prayers, and we are always praying. Our thoughts are prayers. Listen to what you're saying. Seek a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a Our thoughts are prayers, the tools that we create with. Our thoughts are prayers that Spirit resonates with. Sing a higher consciousness, a state of peacefulness, and know that God is always there. And every thought becomes a prayer. And every thought becomes a prayer. Last time. And every thought becomes a prayer. Thoughts are prayers.
Yes. Wasn't that beautiful? Wasn't that a beautiful welcome to come into that space of we are powered by Spirit, so therefore we are powerful beings. And as powerful beings, we can choose in every moment how we're going to respond to life. So let's just take a breath in. And first of all, I would like to, and thank you so much for that beautiful music. I want to move into that space of total gratitude and recognition for this Memorial Day that's coming up, to bless the gifts that everyone that served, men and women alike, all over the world, that served, that a greater good might come about. They gave their lives, they gave their time, separated from their families. So let's just bless them, each and every one. And in this moment of recognition, let us know that they did what they did, and we do what we do, that our children may rise up and live in a world of goodness, live in a world that supports them and recognizes their divinity as we recognize it in each other. And so every Sunday we say our children's blessing, but we say this children's blessing from our hearts, because we know that we're called to be the loving light for the children of the world. And so that we tell them each Sunday, and I invite you to join me if you would like. We see you, who you really are, made in the image and likeness of God. We cherish you, we support you, and we love you. And allowing that blessing to fill us. And knowing that love is the power that moves this universe and everything that's in it. And knowing that we are part of that, we come together recognizing the one life, God, out of which all has been created and all is created and all will be created. One life. Recognizing we are its beauty. We are its wholeness. We are the joy from the giver of joy. We are life from the giver of life. We are love from that which is only love. And so we are powered by this truth that lives within us and lives through us. And so we are empowered to make those choices that are based in that which is for the greatest good. Those choices that holds no one apart, but makes space for all. For we are all the sisters and brothers. We are all part of one family. And as we see each other as the family rather than the enemy, as we see each other as sisters and brothers rather than them and they, as we include all of life and all of living life, may we expand our circle of love individually and collectively. May the circle of life expand for us. And may we embrace the freedom of our divinity, that divine self, with clear knowledge, clear understanding, and great and deep gratitude that we are part of the one, the I am of the I am. And allowing the breath to move through the body very easily, without struggle, without strife. For this is the breath of life. This is Godness within us, around us, through us, and as us. We say thank you, thank you, thank you. We know it is good and very good. It is forever and ever, and always has been and always will be. And together we say, and so it is. Amen. Amen.
One little boy from Africa, he put a face on AIDS, told a story to the world till he died. And these are the words he said. He said, do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, in the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can with what you have, in the place you have, in the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can. Ha, 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 ha. Ha, 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 ha. Holy Mother from India, helping the sick and the poor. Somebody asked, why do you do these things? She said, well, this this is what I came here for. You can do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, in the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, in the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can. To see in this world. Now I understand what they wanted us to know. You can do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, in the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can with what you have, in the time you have, in the place you are. Do all you can. Do all you can. One little boy in Africa. Do all you do all you can. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Do all you can. Do all you can. Do all you can.
That was wonderful. Thank you. And isn't that what we're all here for, to do all that we can? So I'm going to start out by telling you a story about an article some time ago that was in a local paper, and it talked about a Mormon bishop from Utah. And with the help of a makeup artist, he transformed himself to appear homeless and battered, and he was amazed at the reactions from his congregation. Some of them even asked him to leave. Some people wouldn't even make eye contact with him. Can you imagine their shock when he walked up to the pulpit and he took off the wig and the beard and the glasses? You know, they were so embarrassed. They snubbed him. They didn't even say hello. Sometimes it's important for each one of us to remember that the truth of everyone, every single being, the truth of everyone is that we are a God being. It doesn't matter how we dress. It doesn't matter what our religion is or what philosophy they have. It doesn't matter where they live. Truly, we are each individualized expressions of the divine. So while I was on an airplane trip, I had an opportunity to read The Proof of Heaven. And the one thing that struck me was the author speaking about when he was without his body. And he said, I understood that that I was part of the divine, and that nothing, absolutely nothing, could take that away. The false suspicion that we are somehow separated from God is the root of every form of anxiety in the universe, because the truth is that nothing, there is nothing that can tear us away from God. We are part of it. That is true for me. That is true for you. That is true for the homeless person on the street. That is true for the Pope. We are all part of the divine, and nothing can separate any of us from the truth of our being, our oneness. Sometimes, however, we do manage to lose sight of that. So a couple of weeks ago, someone told me, and they're not here today, but someone told me, I hardly recognized you all cleaned up like that. I'm used to seeing you so differently. You know, in my gardening clothes with the hair tied up and the hat on and some dirt smudged on my face and the gloves and all of that. And it's true, isn't it? We all have different personas. You have the yard work persona and the house cleaning persona, and the one that you go to work on, and perhaps even one when you go out on the town. And when we lived in Alaska and we had to go to these formal things, I had that persona I wasn't very comfortable in. But we had to get all dressed up to go. And so it's not about how we dress. It's not about how we present ourselves. What it is about is how we speak and how we act, the things we say, the truth of who we are. So, who am I? And who are you? Let's explore that a little bit. We define ourselves mostly by what we do and not by who we really are. So, here are a few responses I've heard. I'm a teacher, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor, I'm an employee, I'm a mom, I'm an employer, I'm a grandma, I'm a sister, I'm a hard worker, but I can be lazy. But wait, that's not who we are, is it? That is what we do. That's a role that we assume. So who are you when no one's looking? Who are you when no one's looking? Do you dance around the house in your underwear? Do you sing in the shower? Do you carry on conversations with yourself? I'm guilty of that. I carry a lot of conversations on with myself. I answer myself too. Because, here's my story to my kids, because I get the most intelligent answers that way. Or the truth of it is, I get to hear the answer I really want to hear, whether it's intelligent or not. So, yeah. What we do when no one is looking speaks so loudly about the truth of who we are. You know, when we don't have to be accountable to anyone, when nobody's watching and taking notes and putting check marks by your name. So when I'm all alone, when no one is looking, do I still make the right decisions? When I find that wallet with the money in it, do I return it with the money still in it? Do I act unselfishly? Do I ignore the needs of others? Do I love with my whole heart? And do I speak kindly of others? When no one is looking, am I still the best version of myself, unselfish, loving, giving? So last Sunday afternoon when I left here, I spent several hours in the ER with someone. And it was quite an enlightening time. We went in, it was pretty busy, and they checked us in and they sent us back out to the waiting room. And all these people, you have no idea what walk of life they're from, what their story is, nothing. And they're all the same. They're all there wanting medical attention, and it doesn't matter if they have $1 million or if they have 20 cents. It really doesn't matter. They have the same issues. So after a while, as we were sitting out there, they called this next lady up, and what really touched my heart was she said to them, because we were sitting in the waiting room, I think they were here first. That really touched my heart because, she wanted to be sure we weren't being left out. Truly, she was thinking of someone besides herself. So what I learned from this experience is that we all have the same needs, don't we? We all have the same needs. We all bleed, all of us. And so what I want to do when no one is looking is be the best version of myself that I can, and I'm sure that's true for you. I read an article somewhere that says almost all of us are performing all the time. And isn't that true? We pretend we have it all together. I have it all together. And we no longer have any work we need to do because, I'm there. And then we feel guilty because we're not being truly honest with ourselves or with anyone else. Guilt. I'm really familiar with that one. I don't know about the rest of all you all, but we want people to think that we are perfect. And we are afraid they're going to find out who we really are when no one is looking. Well, the truth is the truth of you and the truth of me. Each one of us is an individualized expression of God, and our God self is always perfect, even when my behavior is not. The God self within me is always perfect. Some of us can be loud and bossy and confrontational. And some of us have wrinkles and warts. And all of that is part of being human, isn't it? Some of us think we have to be strong when our life is falling apart. The truth of it is strength because God is our strength. Reverend Yvonne frequently reminds us at that center that we live under the shelter of one another. We know the truth for each other when we can't know it for ourselves. And that doesn't mean rescuing or bailing out. It means supporting you in life, in love, and in truth. I don't know about the rest of you, but I believe it's true for all of us when we have moments when our troubles feel really big and our faith feels really small. And so it's helpful to have someone who can support you. Not with unsolicited advice, we get plenty of that, but with love and with faith and with compassion. So let each one of us create a space where we can be. It's okay to just be. A space where we can explore our authentic selves without judgment, without anyone pointing out what's wrong with us, because pretty much we have an idea. Let us cultivate empathy and compassion and respect for where other people are, and let us not just talk the talk. Let us walk the walk. Many of us can talk the talk. We know all the right answers. It's not that we always put them into practice, however. So let's ask ourselves again that question. Who am I when no one is looking? Who are you when no one is looking? Do you live in alignment with your truest self? How do you deal with challenges and changes? Do you deal with them well? Well, I'm guessing that some of us would say sometimes. Sometimes I do, but not always. Sometimes challenges cause me to stop and maybe wallow for a minute. And then when we live in alignment, we can go within and we can listen to that voice of the divine, that still small voice within. Really listen to it and act upon its advice. It's always there. It's always available to us. It's up to us to access it. So I can ask myself, what do I do when no one is looking? Do I make the right decisions? When no one's looking, am I still that best version of myself? How do I handle those sticky situations? So when I have those situations, what I get to do is I get to turn within and listen to that voice and listen to my inner self, and I get to choose which path I want to take. And if we're truly listening to our inner self, we always take the right path, don't we? I don't need to rely on your opinion or his opinion or someone else's opinion. I need to rely on that God within me. That God within me will shift to the truth of my being. Ernest Holmes told us that our personality is a flowering of spirit within us, the coming forth of our relationship with the divine, and the importance of recognizing that divine spark within us and allowing it to express, most importantly, through us and as us. Think about this. There are heights and depths to your being that you haven't even discovered yet. That flowering spirit is within you, and it is up to you to nurture it, to allow it to grow and to blossom and to become. He also told us that things are not always what they seem. For instance, the earth and the sky do not meet. The horizon is simply a limitation of our vision, but it is not a thing of itself. Well, isn't that true? The horizon is simply a limitation of our vision, and sometimes there are many instances where we have limited visions of things. We don't know the whole story. And one of the things we can also discover is that hurt that we felt in the moment as we breathe and move through our process, that hurt largely disappears from those experiences. And at the time we had them, it seemed very trying and very impactful, and we get to breathe through it, accept it, and let it go. Think about this, the issues that come up in our lives. I don't know about you, but I've had a couple. And they're really gifts. They're gifts to us because they have inspired us to search. They have inspired us to strive. They have inspired us to study and to learn. These gifts, these stresses, these issues have put us on the path to our greater learning, our greater enlightenment. We get to choose. We get to choose. Those gifts are what prompted each one of us to become the captain of our own ship. We get to use the power of the divine because it's always there for us. It's always available to us. We simply need to tune into it. So let us create a space here for us to discover the truth of who we are, for us to discover the gifts that we have, for us to venture into that space of self-discovery. Let us create a space where all of us can be ourselves, our authentic selves. Let us cultivate empathy and compassion, and let us acknowledge and respect the individuality of others. Think how boring your life would be if everybody was the same. Everybody wore their green shirt today and their black pants and their, everybody's the same. That would be really boring, wouldn't it? Everybody says the same thing to you. It reminds me of that book. Everybody says the same thing to you. Let us allow others to pursue their passions. Let us celebrate their victories with them. Let us encourage harmony in our expressions. Live as though nobody is watching, Nelson Mandela said, and express yourself as though everybody is listening. No two blades of grass are the same. No two things are identical. And yet everything is rooted in the same thing. Everything is rooted in the divine. Dennis Merritt Jones told us if we are willing to look deeply enough into one another, getting past all of our judgments and fears about our differences, then we will be able to see what we have in common. In short, we'll remember to remember. I like that. We'll remember to remember. There is only one of us. Contained with the wisdom of this awareness lies the potential for a lasting peace in our world. So each one of us, you and I, should be inspired by our gifts. We should be inspired to claim our birthright, to claim our health, to claim our wholeness, to claim our abundance. Life and love and wisdom and peace are at the center of our being. It's available to all of us equally. Beauty and joy are attributes of you. They shine through you. Joy can permeate your entire being. Live those qualities. Declare your good. Embrace the other. Sometimes, I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm afraid to let go of what I think I am and what I think I know, because I'm pretty comfortable, in that tunnel, I guess you would call it. Because I'm afraid if I let go of those, what will be left? Will there be anything left? We need to remember that whatever we uncover, whatever we find as we go within, we get to release everything that we have believed that we no longer believe is the truth. We get to accept the truth of what is different than what we may have been taught. I talked about that. We used to think that the earth was flat. It's okay to accept thoughts that are different than what we believe. And it may take us a bit to believe that goodness is truly at the core of our being. Goodness is the core of our being. And the truth is, it can be different than what we were initially taught. And it may take a bit for us to believe that goodness is ours. But that is what we need to move from good to great to grand. Don't you just love the idea of being grand? We can move from good to great to grand. Refuse to tolerate anything less than harmony, anything less than a joyous life. And remind yourself it is all about you. It's not about them. We give people too much power. It's all about you. We get to make our own choices, good choices. And we can make them again and again and again. Mistakes happen. Oh well. We get to make new choices. We get to work with the law and not against it. It is done unto you as you believe. Believing is seeing. Normally we hear seeing is believing, but believing something, we get to see it. We see it. The law of reciprocity. Give out what you want to get back. Give love and get love. Give joy and get joy. Give compassion and receive compassion. Work with the divine. It's done unto us as we believe, and we talk this stuff a lot, don't we? We talk about it, but do we live it? Does it really float your boat? Do you truly live the truth? So for this next week, let's really be aware of the truth of us when no one is looking. And let us make the space for others to do the same, to be able to embrace others who think differently, because together we thrive, and together we become the architects of our collective reality. So what is it that you want? What is it that you're willing to give in order to receive? So if you would please join me, I'm going to share with you a mystical writing found written on the wall in Mother Teresa's home. People are often unreasonable, irrational, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some unfaithful friends and some genuine enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and sincere, people may deceive you. Be honest and sincere anyway. When you spend years creating, others could destroy overnight. Create anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, some may be jealous. Be happy anyway. The good you do today will often be forgotten. Do good anyway. Give the best you have, and it will never be enough. Give your best anyway. In the final analysis, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them. And so, in closing, let us simply breathe those words in and know that the truth of our being is our oneness with the divine, and that we move through this ensuing week giving, loving, sharing, encompassing all that is. And so it is. Amen. Oh, thanks.
Thank you for such inspiring words. And now I want to thank those who joined us online. You're truly part of our community, and we appreciate your ongoing support, and we really look forward to seeing you again next week. And now, as our ushers come forward and we share with our community